Daniel Sports Central, we go for a college football game preview and prediction on the Week 4 matchup between the Oregon Ducks and the Colorado Buffaloes, two teams that should be considered college football playoff contenders as we look forward to Week 4, which is insane to say about Colorado. This is the team that has been the story of the season so far. 1-11 a year ago. This team was absolutely terrible last season. Deion comes into town, and this is a team that has exceeded expectations, and suddenly, watch out. The Buffs are 3-0. This team is ranked in the top 20, and they're taking on a top 10 Oregon team in Week 4, which this Oregon team is unlike any team Colorado has played so far. The Ducks are a complete football team, very much built to win this season. Wouldn't be surprised one bit if we saw the Ducks in the college football playoff this season. So a massive matchup coming up here in Week 4. We'll be going over a full game preview and prediction on this matchup here today. Let's get started with your team trends. Colorado beat Colorado State 43-35, double overtime on Saturday night, which what an insane game that was. We knew that it's obviously a big rivalry matchup, but that game was, from start to finish, one of the dirtiest games I have seen. And Colorado, what a win for them to get it done. It was close. I thought the Rams were going to win for a long time there, but the Buffs got it done. They're 3-0 on the season. Obviously, dominant win over Nebraska Week 2, beat TCU Week 1, which really put this team in the spotlight. And since then, this team is really, you could say that they're the center of college football right now. The amount of attention this team has, they are very much in the spotlight right now. Oregon on the other side, they beat Hawaii 55-10, another dominant win for the Ducks. And this team is off to a hot 3-0 start, ranked in the top 10 as well. Games will be on Saturday on the 23rd, Eugene, Oregon. So Ducks are the home team for this matchup. That is something that obviously you'll want to keep in mind. Ducks have got a strong home field advantage. Spread's going with the Ducks by 20.5 as well, which, by the way, you think back to Week 1 when Colorado took on TCU on the road. They were a 3-touchdown underdog there as well. So, it's a similar situation, but I will say this, Oregon is not TCU. The Ducks are a much better football team. This is a much more complete football team than TCU is this season. So it's a similar situation, 3-touchdown underdog, but a much different team that Colorado has taken on this time around. Over under 72.5, the FPI is going with the Ducks as well, 94%. The FPI is going heavily on the Ducks side for this one. Series history, Oregon leads at 15-9. Ducks have won the last 3. Last time the Buffs beat Oregon was 2016. Stat comparison for this one, Colorado is 5th in the country in points per game so far this season, but defensively, they haven't been super impressive. The offense has been incredible for this team. Shedeur Sanders, over 1,200 yards so far this season, 10 touchdowns, over 1 pick. And obviously, you can't forget about Xavier Weaver, who's had a really hot start to this season for this team. And, a really strong passing game is what the Buffs have. And I will say this, though, defensively, that could come back to bite this Colorado team, I think, down the stretch. You consider the Pac-12 this season. The Pac-12 is the conference of offenses this season. I've said that a couple of times, but it's very true. You look around the conference, you got USC, you got Oregon, you got Washington, UCLA, Oregon State, Oregon, Utah. This is a conference that is stacked with offenses. And so for Colorado, defensively, you really got to be strong if you want to stand out in the conference. So far, we haven't really seen this team be super impressive on the defensive side of the ball. So this is really the time where we need to see that defense shine for Colorado if they want any chance of winning this matchup against a Oregon team that is just brutal offensively. You look at the Ducks, though, 12th in the country in points per game, 9th in pass yards a game, 52nd in rush yards a game, and defensively, Oregon is a better team than Colorado is. So you consider that. The Ducks do have an advantage there. They did allow 30 points to Texas Tech, but otherwise they have been dominant, allowing 17 points combined to Hawaii and Portland State. Your recent matchups, Colorado beat Colorado State 43-35 in double overtime. They took care of Nebraska, of course, 36-14, a dominant win there, especially in the second half, pulled away. And obviously the TCU win that put them on the map, 45-42 back in Week 1. You look at the Ducks on the other side, beat Hawaii 55-10, also beat Texas Tech, which that was an impressive win there. I know Texas Tech hasn't been great so far this season, but that is a team that's talented enough to be one of the best teams in the Big 12. We just haven't seen it yet, but a nice win there, and obviously destroyed Portland State in week 1, 81-7. Your key points for this one, both teams 3-0. Colorado, this team escaped the Rams in week 3. That was really a game where, the Buffs very well could have lost that. The Rams were a dominant team for the majority of that game, but Colorado made a big rally in the end, won it in double overtime, but still, it does show that this Colorado team is not perfect and that they definitely still got some improving to do, but they're still undefeated. This is a 3-0 football team coming off of a 1-11 season, and Shedeur Sanders, this offense is really where this team shines. Defensively, not quite as much yet, but if the defense improves, watch out for Colorado, because this team could be incredible down the stretch and really make a run for the college football playoff if the defense does improve. But the defense needs to be improved for them to win this matchup, and if they do win this matchup, that strongly puts Colorado into college football playoff contention. Right now, they're kind of a fringe team where we still don't know them fully. We know that this is a good football team. We just don't know if they're a true college football playoff contender yet. If they can win this matchup over a top 10 team on the road in Oregon, that really puts the Buffs into college football playoff contention. But Oregon on the other side, this is a complete team built for a college football playoff run. Really wouldn't be surprised if this team ended up in the playoff. The Pac-12 is stacked though this season with Washington and USC, and Oregon's kind of right up there in that top 3 as well. But it's a really competitive conference, and the Ducks are very much capable of making that run. It's just about getting it done in the big games, and this is the first of those really big games for the Ducks. And Bo Nix, offensively, this team has got experience. They've got depth. Bo Nix is an experienced quarterback who has been excellent so far this season. So, you consider all that. You consider both teams as well. Offensively is really where both teams shine. Defensively, Oregon's been pretty good so far this season. They've definitely shown potential, but it's the offenses that have really stood out for both teams, especially for Colorado. And so, all things considered, this has all the makings to be a big-time shootout. Would not be surprised one bit if this turned out to be one of the higher-scoring games, maybe of the season. It's really got the makings for that, I think. And you consider Oregon, this is a team that offensively has got experience. They got home field advantage, obviously a crucial matchup as well. And so having home field advantage for Oregon, I would say definitely plays a factor here as well. And so with that, let's get to the prediction here for Colorado and Oregon coming up here in week 4. This could honestly be one of the games of the season. And so with that, I am going to be taking the Ducks to win this matchup 45-38. I'm going full-on shootout here. Would not be surprised if this turned out to be one of the higher scoring games of the season. I've got 45-38, but honestly could go even higher than this, and I really would not be surprised. Colorado's defense is I just don't know if they're good enough to beat Oregon. The Ducks are going to have a really bad day offensively if Colorado wants any chance of winning this one, I think. The Ducks are just the more complete team in this matchup. And Colorado's found a win their first 3 matchups, but they've played TCU, they've played Nebraska, and they've played Colorado State. None of those 3 teams really compare up to where Oregon is right now. So I do think the Ducks are just the better team, and I do think Colorado keeps it close. I know Oregon's favored by like 3 touchdowns on the spread, which is very heavy for me. I think Colorado's going to keep it pretty close at least. And I think they find a way to keep it within a touchdown or so, but the Ducks, just the better team in the end right now. I do think they win this one 45-38. So I'm going to say Oregon 60%. Over under is 72.5. I'm actually taking the over by quite a bit here. You got 2 really good offenses. Once again, this has all the makings to be a big-time shootout, so I'm taking the over and Colorado to cover the spread in the end. But definitely a huge matchup. Could be one of the games of the year coming up here. I appreciate you guys all watching as always. Let me know your thoughts and comments below on this matchup, your score predictions and all of that. Let me know in the comments. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Catch you on the next one.